My name is Jonathan Gaska. I'm District Manager of Community Board 14, which represents the Rockaways and Broad Channel. About 22 years I've been the District Manager here. I've worked for the city for almost 30. And I've been a resident of the Borough of Queens for about almost 29 years. Belle Harbor has always been a very good middle-class neighborhood. The school is good there, the public school is there. The neighborhood has remained fairly stable. You know, you have the houses that are on the beach blocks that are relatively expensive. A lot of people who grow up in Belle Harbor tend to, when they can afford it, move back. So you have generations of folks living there very tight-knit. A lot of city employees, a lot of cops, firemen, teachers that live in Belle Harbor. What happened was, after the plane crash, the mayor's office, I guess it was Mayor Bloomberg, wanted to organize kind of a quick memorial, like a ceremony, and it made sense to do. It ended up being over in Reese Park, which is about a mile away, the Federal Beach. And they had this ceremony there, and it was well attended, and it was done tastefully, which was really the first kind of memorial, or that was done. And I think everyone got along fine because look, grief is grief, and really I think through the whole process, I don't think there were any real issues of who suffered more. There was never that. I think if there was any dispute, and I don't want to use the word dispute, but the issue was, where does the memorial go? Because after this, and after they thought about it a number of months later, the mayor's office contacted us, and I think it was Councilman Joe Adabo at the time, and said that they want to do a memorial in Rockaway, and the talks were about in the neighborhood at the site, and that's where the debate began, because the community there didn't want the memorial on the size and scope that they were talking about in the community. The community didn't mind a plaque in the street or something small, tasteful, but the community was concerned. They still were reeling from 9/11, that this is a community, it's not a cemetery. People are going to still live here. People are going to move back once they repair the houses. And kids still have to walk by to go to school, and they're still trying, to deal with 9/11, which again was just 60 days prior, that perhaps another location in the community was more appropriate. And that's really where the give and take was. 10 years have passed, and I think people are very happy with what happened. They like the memorial. It's beautiful. It's been well maintained by Parks, which was a concern. Parks has a hard time maintaining the property that it has, and this was a new property. Parks budget gets cut, and they do amazing things with very little money. That was a concern, but that has not been an issue. And anytime there's been a problem there, it was rectified pretty quickly. So it's really worked out nicely, and it's a nice site. Those who haven't come out to it, just from an art standpoint, it's interesting with the glass and how they did that, and it's right on the boardwalk, right adjacent to the boardwalk. So on a nice day, it's just nice to come out just to see it. Even if you're going to forget about what it stands for, it's a nice piece of art. The artist did a nice job.